Hello everyone, welcome to a brief introduction to accessing and using our site to log into your courses and as well to log into the live lessons. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to our website, which is bcbl.ca, and once you get there it'll look something like this. So at the top you can see the scroll tells you when all of the classes will be held for the week and the upcoming week. Any other bulletins or things like that will also come across the top. The very first time you access the site, you're going to have to log in. So in the top right corner of the screen, there's a login button. Once you click that, you'll be brought to this page. Now, your username is typically going to be your first name dot last name, and your password will be sent out to you before we visit for the first time. So enter your first name dot last name, and then password will be sent to you. Click login, and then you'll be brought into the course, which looks similar, but you'll notice you'll be given more things down at the bottom of the page. So if I scroll down just a little bit, you see the four sort of boxes here. The first one on the left is our live classroom. So if any classes are taking place in our studio, what you need to do is click on the studio link here, and you'll be brought to our life-size video center. Now, if any videos or live feeds are streaming currently, they will show up here as a video. You click on it, and that'll launch the live feed of our studio. Now, we don't always use the live feed, but when we do, this is how you will access it. Basically comes up like a YouTube type video, and it'll just play in real time. So that's the first thing you'll need to be able to do is access the live stream. The second thing is our online classroom, where we communicate and where classes are taught, and that will be found in three different places. So Mrs. Wood, Mrs. Ward, and myself each have a classroom. So once you've established what class you should be in, you can just click on the image and you'll be taken right to that classroom. Now, I'm going to log into my own classroom here. The very first time you access the course, the online classroom in Blackboard, sometimes you'll be asked to download a file, and you'll have to run that file and then put in all of these options and whatnot. It can be a bit of a headache. So if you're having issues getting in for the first time, just let us know. Sometimes audio or things like that won't work, and if you do have any of these issues, just email us and we will be able to troubleshoot, because it does happen a lot. So you're eventually going to make it to this page. I'm going to put in Mr. B. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to log me into the online classroom. Now, it can take some time, and you'll get a bunch of prompts as you log in for the first time. So just click run. There'll be an additional prompt at this screen where it asks you what your server or modem type is. Just move on through it. Just click OK. It doesn't really have too much of an effect on what's going on. So you can see here we have this blank canvas behind me. If there's any lesson happening, there'll be a message here, or there'll be some PowerPoint slides or things like that. So this is where we're going to convey information if we're not using the live stream. A couple other things you'll notice is on the left, there's a participants list. So I'm actually logged into the same classroom here twice, but the list of everyone who's in the class will show up here. If we're teaching from our classrooms, not the live studio broadcast, an image will appear down here at the bottom, and up at the top you have chat. So this is where your questions will be entered. If something comes up, if you have a question, if you just want to say hello, you can just type in hello, hit enter, and that will be sent to the whole class. So everyone who's in the room will be able to see those messages. If you have a question that you just want to ask of the teacher or maybe a classmate, what you can do is in the participants list, if you double click on a name, you'll see it opens a new tab down at the bottom of your chat, and any messages here will be sent directly to your teacher or whoever's name you clicked on. So if you have a question, you can type it in, I have a question, hit enter, and away it goes. So that is a way of sending private messages. So not to the whole class, but just to one participant. In the participants list here as well, there are a bunch of different things you can do. So if you're away from your computer, you can just click the away button, and that will indicate to me and the rest of the students that you're not there. So nobody's going to, ask you any questions or expect you to answer. Once you're back, you just click it again, and your away disappears. You can raise your hand, but typically we just encourage you to just type a question right into chat if you do have one. And the last thing is this green check mark, red X. We'll use this a lot at the beginning of a class or throughout. So typically at the beginning of a class, we'll ask if you can hear us and if you can see us, just to make sure everything's running properly. So give me a green check if you can hear me, and you put in a little green check mark. And then as the teacher, I can clear all of the green checks at once, or the red X's, as the case may be. You can also click back into none, and that will make that disappear. So that's a quick rundown of the Blackboard, how to use it, how to ask questions, things like that. Another thing that might be helpful is in the right corner of the chat, you can detach this panel. So if you click detach, you can move it around. When you're using the live stream, our studio, you're going to have that in another window, and you'll have the chat running beside it. So you'll have sort of two things running at the same time. So the first day of class on Monday, you guys probably won't have to run into that, but on Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll likely have to detach that panel. Just makes your life a little bit easier. Just jumping back into the class, you'll see if you have whoever you have as a teacher, you click on their classroom and the process is the same. If I scroll down a little bit, any Friday activities that we have a sign-up sheet. So if you're going to come skiing or go to badminton, you just type your name in, just click and type, and that way we'll know to expect you there. And then just below that a little bit further, you can see all of your courses will appear. So it says My Courses. You'll likely be registered in 4 courses a semester, and they will all appear there. So if you want to visit your math course, which is now finished, but it's still open here, you'll click on that, and that'll bring you into the course where all of the lessons and videos and whatnot will be displayed. So we'll talk about that a little bit later, but for now, as long as you can get logged into the Moodle, logged into the course, if you can access Blackboard with no issues, and if you can access that live video feed, those would be great things to get started with. So thanks, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.